this morning to tell us how we can run this weekend to raise Alzheimer's awareness is the Race to End Alzheimer's coordinator, John Rowlands, and Karen Kinsler from the Alzheimer's Association. Welcome, both of you.
Good morning.
Well, thank you.
Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. And my first question, I want to address this to you first, because obviously we have the race coming on, and of course people want to know, well, what can I expect going there this Saturday?
Well, you can expect one of the greatest races in Central Georgia. You won't find a more beautiful course than the course at the Run to End Alzheimer's. It starts Saturday morning at 7 o'clock with packet pickup and registration, and at 8 o'clock we kick off a 5K, and you can run or walk the 5K. And then at 8:30 we have our 10-point 5K, and both of them take beautiful routes through Statham's Landing, which is off of Highway 247 in Houston County. And the dogwoods are blooming, the azaleas are blooming, the yards have all been groomed.
That time of the year.
It is that time of the year, and it is absolutely a gorgeous run. And the 10K even goes through some of the running and walking trails back behind the golf course. So really, really special run. And it's a great race for a great cause. They're raising awareness for Alzheimer's disease, and they're raising money for Alzheimer's disease as well.
And you yourself, your family has experience in this department. Can you tell us about your experiences with this?
Well, my father passed away with it, as did my father's father, my grandfather, and my dad's two brothers. So that was actually two generations. And, you know, it is a terrible disease. But, you know, my dad was part of a medical research program, too. So he wanted to help our kids. And this is what I'm trying to do, is put the race out for our middle of Georgia. I
remember you telling me before the show that, I mean, he could remember something as a kid, but he couldn't remember, the breakfast that morning, or...
He had those moments, but mostly, you're right. He could remember his childhood, and he wanted to know where people were from the past who were no longer alive, but he could not remember what happened yesterday, typically. And that's just very typical of Alzheimer's.
And now you're trying to raise awareness with this program.
Trying to increase awareness and raise funds for care and support and research of the disease that has no cure and no survivors to tell the story like other diseases.
And hopefully at some point we can find a legitimate cure for it. I mean, I'm sure that's what, I'm sure everybody would hope for that, but it's one of those where it only affects the person, but the people who have to, have to live with them. I mean, it's
well, this disease, for anybody that's been through it, they'll understand when I say this. This disease is really much harder on the caregiver than it is the person with the disease. Now, in the earlier stages, it's obviously very hard on them because they're aware of all the changes that are happening. But as time progresses, they need 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week care. It's like having a small child, but it's not a child, it's an adult. And it's very, very hard on the caregiver. And that's why John started the run, is to, help raise the awareness and help raise money to provide services. And I would like to say to your viewers that if you're somebody that's going through this, get in touch with the Alzheimer's Association here in Central Georgia. Everything we do for families is free. That's why we have runs and walks and that sort of thing. It's all free. So don't go through this alone. Reach out to us, because again, it's so hard on the caregivers, and there's so much that we can do and provide to make it to where it's not as hard.
I'd like to thank both of you so much for coming on today. And I want to recap what they've already touched on. The race is this Saturday, April 5th in Bon Air. It will start and end at the Landing Point Shopping Center on Highway 247. The prices are $30 for a single event, $45 for both events, and $15 for children 12 and under. Coming